attempted to stream, but we it still applies. Okay, let's get into it. Let's go straight into it. What's our first topic of the week?
From Deadline, Tatiana Maslany on why She-Hulk season 2 Marvel series is unlikely.
I gotta fix your.
Which makes me sad.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, Tatiana, is it Tatiana? She was just in an interview and she had this to say. I actually have it. So let me see if I can go full mass here and let's see if this works. Let's see if I got it. Pull up. This is what she had to say. Come on, Chris, where is it? Is this it? Yeah, here we go.
So great to win. 4 out of 6 rounds. 4 out of 6 rounds, we took it.
Red team, the speed round, absolute champs. Nobody speed rounds better than you. But again, before we take off, we are going to say goodbye to our friends one more time. Red captain tonight, Tatiana Maslany. Where can people find you? What have you got going on?
I've got nothing going on. You can find me on Instagram, not posting.
You put up like 5 stories a day.
Sometimes, yeah. But I've got no job.
Don't say that.
I'm fishing here. If
anybody
has
Season 2.
Yeah.
Season 2.
I mean, obviously, you're the Marvel guy that keeps everybody tight-lipped, but should we hope for a season 2?
I don't think so. I think we blew our budget, and Disney was like, no thanks.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was the best thing Marvel had done in a really long time.
That's awesome.
And true to the character, true to the comic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all we wanted. So I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah, so Tatiana was on a show called was it Codename One or something like that. I think their main audience is on Twitch, and then she revealed that there's not going to be a season 2 of She-Hulk.
That's a bummer because I genuinely liked the show. Plus, I love her.
Yeah,
but I love her, so I'll be happy to watch her in whatever else she does.
I guess all those. Everything's woke guys. I guess they finally win this round. I mean, but to be fair, now the writing. I feel like this is once again a situation where Bob Chapek, the former CEO of Disney, when he was forcing all this content at the sacrifice of quality in the writing. This is another show that I think is a victim of that. The show was good, but the writing wasn't as strong as I feel like it could have been, because I feel like they had to rush it because of what Bob Chapek, the former owner, wanted. And, fill up as much content for Disney Plus, and I think this is one of those shows that suffered for that.
Rotten Tomatoes.
I loved the show.
Yeah.
It was a fun watch for me. I enjoyed it. I think she's a brilliant actor. So the acting and my ability, it wasn't like cheesy, but it was still funny. I loved the way that she catered and broke the wall in the show. Like, I always like that whenever they break the fourth wall and kind of like.
Oh, we don't have our notes.
Which apparently there was a lot of people that didn't like that.
I loved that. I loved that part.
People assumed that Deadpool that should only be reserved for Deadpool, not knowing that She-Hulk was the first Marvel character or the first comic book character to break the wall. People want to give that accolade to Deadpool, but it was actually She-Hulk. She was the one who first broke the fourth.
I didn't even know that, and I'm going to be frank. I do not get these, what I'm going to call intense psycho nerds, who think that everything has to be the way that it was in their head for anybody to enjoy it.
About other like movies and things that to the comic book population, I hated it. I know. But the general population that don't watch movies like that were like, oh my gosh, I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
There were several movies that I was like, I had a good time.
If you needed
I know that the other people watching it were like, oh, it didn't follow any of the comics.
I know.
And it was entertaining.
Yes, I can get that to a degree. I can get them wanting to see something that they read and enjoyed. And if you need it to be what's in your head so much, keep it into your imagination.
But everybody knows, in general, books that go to movies,
there has to be some
they
change.
Take a lot out because
They take some liberties. They will.
And they change things. I mean, like The Walking Dead, they had to change a lot of things so they could drag it out for as many seasons as it went.
Hell, even Harry Potter's not identical to the book.
Right.
And it's just, I mean, for Christ's sakes, get over it. Enjoy what is given. If you don't enjoy it, continue to read the comics and move on to the next.
Yeah.
But why do you need to try to ruin it for everyone else by criticizing things like, oh, well, breaking the fourth wall should just be a Deadpool thing? That makes zero sense to me. And now finding out that it technically was a She-Hulk thing first.
Yeah.
Which I
but
did
they
not
want
know.
Yeah, but they want to give it to Deadpool because he's done it. He's become more popular with it, even though he technically wasn't the first.
He's become popular. I love it in the Deadpool. I'm obsessed with Deadpool movies. Love Deadpool movies. I think Deadpool is brilliant. And
I think he gets more credit for it because he can curse too. That's probably another thing that probably.
It's a rated R movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's a rated R comic, but even though they bleeped it in the comic books, I don't think she was cursing as. I don't know.
I don't remember, to be quite honest. I don't know about the comic books.
Our other fun fact, which everybody already knew anyways, Patty Guggenheim as Madison, and Wongers, played by Benedict Wong,
was one of the best
fan favorites.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the fan.
I mean, they could just make a show with just those two.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
Which is what I was hoping that while that show would get another season. I felt like that was one of the shows where Marvel can be like, okay, we saw the mistakes that we might have made with the writing. The only problems that I felt was in the show was the writing, like the stuffing the stuff with Incredible Hulk and Abomination and stuff in it. I was looking now, just like what you were just saying about how people go into these things with what they imagine it should be, and then when they don't get that, they get mad. I was also like that too. When we were getting I was hoping that they would, because Marvel is known for making all their movies like focus on certain types of genres, like how Captain America and the Winter Soldier was a spy. It was based on like spy dramas. Spider-Man was like those old movies in the 80s, or like they say they used it in the same spirit of 16 Candles and Breakfast Club and stuff. They wanted Homecoming to have that kind of. They always find like genres to like kind of make these movies focused around. I was hoping that She-Hulk would make me feel like I was watching an episode of Law and Order, and then maybe some superhero shit might happen every now and then. But I felt like the Law stuff, like when they went into what was that character name, Wong and Madison, when they were in court and there was some law shit happening, but it was funny as hell because she was hilarious. Those were my favorite episodes. I was like, I could have to be 90% that, and then every now and then She-Hulk punches somebody.
See, I would have been the opposite. I would have not liked the show if it was Law and Order themed driven and not like the way that it was set up. I felt like it was kind of a nice comedic relief in a court setting, which I really enjoyed, which made it more enjoyable to me. But I don't enjoy those types of shows. Like, I don't watch Law and Order. I don't watch the other one that was a comedy that I can't think of what it was named now, with
Boston Legal, Law and Order. Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
There's a bunch of them. I wouldn't have enjoyed that. What I was really hoping for, which is really saddening, and I know that this is an unpopular opinion because they're popular and the mainstream loves them, but I was looking to have something that wasn't so saturated in Spider-Man. There's so much Spider-Man out there. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. I don't want to watch another thing about Spider-Man.
And I agree. I think they did a good job of differentiating it from everything else. Like when it started to, because I heard that, because I didn't read the She-Hulk stuff, but I heard that she was, after she became a She-Hulk, that her sexuality got intensified. I was like, how are you gonna pull that off on Disney Plus? But they dove into it. She started dating. And She-Hulk started smashing.
Yeah.
So, and that whole thing with that guy who was more into the She-Hulk versus her. I remember enjoying that episode. I was yelling at the screen, like, dude, you technically are in a situation where you're in a relationship with two different women. like enjoy. Like what the heck? I was
It
like,
was
I'd have loved it. I would have loved it.
That was the part that I actually dug about this, is also bringing in this psychological aspect of, okay, if you really were experiencing this in the real world where
Yeah.
someone freaking turned into the Hulk,
Yeah,
they're also a person,
yeah.
and you got to deal with both. Like, I liked that whole getting to view that concept visually on a show and like getting into that dynamic, which I thought was funny and interesting and complex and
I thought that was
an
great.
array of emotions. And that's the part, those are the things that I really enjoyed, which wasn't in the court, which was about her private life, which is what I was interested in seeing in that aspect,
Right.
was diving down into the behind the scenes of being She-Hulk.
Yeah.
And so I was
and the
excited.
conversation that when he admitted in court why he didn't want her, didn't want to be in a relationship with her. I thought it's just everything about that was just was just awesome.
I'm a little sad that it's not gonna have a second season.
I mean, well. Kevin
Allegedly.
Feige didn't.
Allegedly not gonna have
She
a
feels
second
like
season.
because they haven't told her that there's a second.
Correct.
So anything's possible, and maybe, hopefully, maybe. I always feel like just like Star Wars fans, every time they feel like something is gone, then I feel like that you can generate some buzz and some energy around it. Like the Star Wars people, they always shit on the current thing. And then when a new movie comes out, then they'll start shitting on that new thing, and then they'll pretend like the thing that they were just shitting on was the greatest thing
ever.
So I feel like the same thing is gonna like the Marvels is gonna get shit on because it's the latest thing. But when the next thing comes out, like why can't you be more like the Marvels?
I know. It's people are never happy.
Yeah,
never
people to She-Hulk.
Yes.
And I don't need any more cameos from the Hulk. Just focus on She-Hulk. That's what I feel. All right, I guess we're all cool with that concept, right? What about you? You just want more Wongers and right? That's the spin-off I want. I wouldn't mind that Wongers and Madison.
Yeah.
That whole conversation about what she went through when she was in that dimension, the deal that she made with that goat. But I can't talk about it because I'm like, no, like that was what was that WandaVision? They kept thinking everybody was Mephisto. I think. Mephisto, yeah. That's who I think she was making a deal with. I think that was That's a good way to introduce. Anyway, that would be interesting.
Nerds, you went on a nerd tangent, but I liked it. I liked where it was going.
She's like, I made a blood pact, but I can't talk about it because I like. She made it so funny and intriguing at the same. I was like, tell me more about this goat. That's what I was hoping was going to happen in season 2, but we're not going to get it according to. I keep forgetting her name. Tatiana Maslany, yeah. But hopefully Kevin Feige will be like, you know what? Let's give it another shot. Guys, let us know what you guys think about that. Do you feel like it should just get another season at least? Yes. And should it be more Law and Order or should it be more what do you want? You just want
I want more behind the scenes of being Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be work and play. I just don't want it to be boring court.
I like boring court. That stuff. That you tell us the truth. You can't handle the truth. Hulk smash. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna beat it.
Tabitha.jordan.18. That's me.
Oh goodness. Here we are. It just continues. Peter Lane, the betrayal. the betrayal. I can't believe it. All right, guys. That was this episode of Talking Through the Medias with Chris Fagan. That's right. It's my damn show. I guess it's Tabitha's episode.
Yeah.